In this lesson, I will explain to you the concept of time series chart or time series graph. So first I will explain to you the definition of time series chart or graph, and then we will make some graph in order to make the concept more clear. So a time series chart, also called the time series graph, both are the same thing, or time series plot you can say, is a data visualization tool. We visualize the data, we see the data with the help of time series chart that explains data points at successive intervals of time. Now what does it mean at successive intervals of time? Suppose you can take the example here. I have taken, these are the years and this is the amount spent for online advertisement, 1975 and then 1980 and then 1985 and so on. So these are the intervals of time. Time plots can only display time on the x-axis. This is very important point. When you make the time series chart or graph, you have to take the time. So in our example, these years are the time. You have to take these times on the x-axis, right? So here I'm going to explain first what this is data. These are the years and these are the amounts in thousands. I have just mentioned 40, 67, 32, but you have to consider 40,000, 67,000, 32,000, and so on. Amount is spent for online advertisement. You can take the example of any country. Suppose any underdeveloping country, 1975, they have spent 40,000 for online advertisement. In 1980, 67,000 online advertisement. So if someone asks you to present this data in the form of graph, right? So what is the first step? The first step is you have to select the data. I told you so many times that without selection you cannot perform any function. So you have to select this data, and then from where you have to go, which tab to find out the chart or graph, you have to click on insert tab. And insert tab, this is the charts group. These are different kind of chart, but if suppose it is difficult for you to find out which one is specific you are looking for, so just click on the recommended charts, because in the recommended charts you will find out all charts here. And we are here time series or line chart, so click just here. And then these are the different style, just click here and okay. So your chart is here with this four-headed arrow. You can move, you can adjust your chart wherever you want. Suppose I want to adjust it here, and this is the title. By default, amount is spent for online, because this was the heading of the column, so they have made, if you want to change it, very easy way, just click it, it is highlighted and this is selected, delete it, whatever you want. Suppose if I say time, this is just the example, time series graph, so you can write down here. If you want to write down the x-axis, because see here, time plots can only display time on x-axis. So this is the time, 1975, 1980. So these are the times, and there is no need for the legend because we have only one color and one line. So 1975, you see here the 40,000 they have spent for advertisement. In 1980, they have spent 67,000. You can see here. See, if it is difficult for you to read it, so the easiest way, open this positive sign, then you have different option as well. Then click on the data labels, this one. So see 40, 67, whatever our data is, it is here. So you can read very easily. In 1990, they have spent only 20,000 in online advertisement. Then in 1995, again it goes up. So this is very important to see the trend, right? To trend of the time series. So here I have mentioned we have to see the slope or steepness of the line. A line that is steep for a specific period of time indicates a rapid increase. So see, this is the rapid increase and then decrease, right? And then again increase over a period of time. And here are the chart styles. Open it. Suppose if you want to show like this to your audience, if you do not like here, open this, you will find out other pattern here. So I say in this case, suppose this is okay because it looks good. It says the 40,000, 67,000 and so on. From here you can change the color. if you want, right? Whatever you want, like this. Okay, then we will go to the other part. This is called the compound time series graph. What is the difference between the time series? Here you have only one data, but in here you have two different lines of data, means this is the comparison. Two or more data sets can be compared. If there is a comparison, you have to make a compound time series graph. So I will first explain to you what this data represents. These are the years 1960, 70, 80, 90 and so on. These are the boys and girls, and these figures are in percent. In 1960, 34% of the underdeveloping country were not going to school and 40% girls were not going to school. In 1970, similarly, 33% boys were not going to the school. Similarly, 20% girls were not going in the school. So suppose if someone asks you to make the graph to represent this data on a graph, so first thing is you have to select your data, and then you have to go in the insert recommended charts, and from here you can go all, then line charts, and this one. See, this is the comparison. That is why there are two lines. And now we need this legend, right? Because these, it shows that blue color represent boys and orange color represent girls. So you can see 1960, these are the boys. So 34%, you can see here, this is 34% boys were not going to the school and 40% girls were not going to the school. Similarly, in 1970, 33% boys were not going to school and 20% girls were not going to the school. If it is difficult for you to see what are the percentages, so I told you, open this and data levels. So now this will be, these data will come up here, right? How you want to show to your audience? If you want to show like this, open this. If you do not like this pattern, you can go here. You can show like this, whatever you want. I would prefer this in this case. And here again, if you want to write down the compound time series, very easy. Just click, it is highlighted, select it and write down whatever you want, right? If you have any question regarding time series graph, you can write down in the comments section, but please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, Saima Academy. Thanks for watching.